For the second week in a row, the number of people who applied for unemployment went up in Illinois. Nearly 47,000 new claims were filed last week. Since the beginning of March, nearly 1.3 million claims have been filed in this state. As part of our commitment to working for Chicago, we've spent months exposing the massive backlog in processing unemployment claims and systemic failures.
People are reaching out to us every day, still trying to apply for benefits from jobs they lost as far back as March. Now their frustration is boiling into anger. Today, CBS 2's Vince Gerasole again pressed the governor for answers. He's live in Lincoln Square. Vince.
Eric and Brad, unemployment offices like these throughout the state are closed to the general public. If you have to apply for unemployment, you're told to do so online or by phone. People tell us they have trouble getting through to an operator. They say they're in some sort of purgatory. So we brought those concerns to the governor today, and he said the state has succeeded in getting unemployment to people. His words, not ours. Here now the words of those who would disagree. The offices remain closed to the public, but that doesn't keep the frustrated unemployed from reaching out in person.
Nobody answers the phone. Nobody helps you.
23.4% of the state's workforce has applied for unemployment. The state has struggled to qualify and pay hundreds of thousands.
The state is not helping its people.
Melissa Weaver, a furloughed bartender, has called the Illinois Department of Employment over 1,000 times.
6 weeks, every day, like it's my job.
It's heart-crushing, for real.
The story is much the same for Sharita Sanders. She's a single mother raising a family, and her landlord's given her a 5-day notice to pay rent.
You know, you don't want to be homeless, then you got 3 kids with you. To have kids, 3 kids with you, it's really just very, very hurting.
Your call may be monitored.
To tackle the backlog, the state did add over 200 new call center employees in early May, responding to an additional 50,000 claims and questions the first month.
The numbers have continued to increase, and the workload definitely has not gotten any lighter.
A CBS source inside IDES asked us to protect their identity. They claim the additions are barely making a dent.
We're starting our days at 6 o'clock in the morning and ending up at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, just call after call all day long.
I think people have seen that we've largely succeeded in getting unemployment to people who.
As late as today, Governor J.B. Pritzker attempted to defend the system, but admitted it's been overwhelmed.
We definitely have had a challenge.
So do the thousands on the unemployment line, down to their last dollar.
I need help, and there's no help.
Now, the acting head of IDES made a presentation earlier this week, and it had this mind-boggling statistic in it. Apparently, the system gets about 200,000 calls a week, unique calls, and they can respond to 15% of them. 200,000 calls, they respond to 15%. That's the system that the governor said is succeeding.
Yeah, it really is mind-boggling, and the governor is now, shifting elsewhere. Landlords can't collect from people who aren't paying their rent, but when it comes down to it, the state has failed over and over again in getting so many people their money. So how does IDES justify this? I mean, how do you qualify besides pathetic performance here months in?
Okay, so even if we admit that we're in unprecedented times, Brad, the system, however, was gutted by former administrations. That's what the system tries to say. That's what the directors try to say, that they lost a lot of people, that many people have retired, and it takes 9 months to train people to answer those calls, so they're slow in stepping up to the plate. The governor today, in defending the system and how long it's been taking, he said it's like trying to build a plane while you're trying to fly it. That might be an explanation, but it's certainly not relief for the people who need it the most.
Yeah. Well, I know some plane engineers, too. They might argue with that. But, Vince, thank you. Appreciate it.